Hello, welcome to the Electric Cup, where today I, your chef Nicole, is going to be showing you how to make a completely plant-based vegan pizza with our homemade sauce, even a homemade meat. Stay tuned. Alright, so we are at the prepping stage of being back in the cup. Look at this parsley. Oh my god, it is so beautiful. I mean, look how green and healthy it looks. You know what I mean? It's full. I'm gonna be growing this in my kitchen pretty soon. And look at the peppers. I mean, you know, like you can't, just certain things you just thank God for. All right, so I have my cashews here to store, and I am boiling some. This is going to be one of our ingredients in our mozzarella vegan cheese. I'm going to go ahead and do the hard part that I don't want you guys to see, which is the prepping for most people. Get that out of the way, and then we will be back to put this baby together. Alright, so now that we have all of our ingredients out, ready to chop, here's what we're going to do. Okay, so the bell peppers that we just had there, what you're going to do is grab them, make sure you wash them, and cut them into halves like this. Okay, and once we're done with that, we're going to remove all of this inside. Okay, and then we're going to slice them straight across. All right, and then you're going to turn it around, slice it straight across that way until you get little bitty chops of each. All right. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, what you see incorporated in that is also onions. White onions, I chopped those up. Onions, if y'all know, and y'all anything like me, onions got to be chopped along. So, got the onions in there, a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to kind of let this saute into the vegetables, kind of get a little bit soft, but still kind of got a crunch, okay? Meanwhile, we are over here. Now we're on to our tomatoes. I love these tomatoes. Look at that. Beautiful. So what you're going to do here, while we start on our sauce, is you're going to take the tomato, you're going to slice off the top, put it down like that, and we're going to cut it once this way, turn it once right there, okay, and once you do that, you're going to turn each half around and split again until you get these size tomato slices, and we'll be back with the next step. All right, so now we're starting to pick up a little bit of sizzle right here, which is always good because you know we's ready, we's going. All right, so give that, got that going a little bit. Smells really good. By this time you should actually start to smell the flavors kind of loosen up, which is really good. Now your tomato pot should look like this. Okay, after the horizontal and vertical lines, turn, same thing, this size, put it on a pot. What we're gonna do is add in a little bit of water. We're gonna get some seasonings, some herbs going, Italian sauce, I like that, and kind of go from there. All right, so of course I am drinking spring water. So after adding a little bit of spring water in here, while still smelling and working on my vegetables, we're gonna bring this almost a boil, but still kind of a steam finish for these tomatoes. Go ahead and put your little sea salt in there. For me, I use the pink salt, which is really good. Go ahead and put that in there, and we are gonna let these get really nice soft, and then do our next step. Start on our cheese. this is starting to take off and boil just a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off. Right, let it simmer a little bit, and then we're going to drain it and start to work with it. In the meanwhile, I have already skipped ahead and started our cheese sauce, which is right there. Just to let you know the process and what it is, if y'all actually want the measurements, hit me up. But what goes in is a cup of cashews. You're going to have spelt flour, olive oil, minced garlic, and sea salt. And what you do is blend it in here until it gets to a creamy consistency like this. And then you're going to, over a medium heat, stir it until it starts to look weird because it's curdling. And once you do that, we're going to have our mozzarella cheese. I'm so excited. All right, this is when the cooking starts to get fun for me. Okay, so what we're going to be working on now is our meat. Okay, and this is going to be in 2 steps because you're going to have a dry step and then you're going to have a wet step. We'll start with the dry because I love seasoning my stuff. For this, I am going to go with oregano leaves, have some Italian seasoning, basil, cannot do without basil, and my friend paprika that's around here somewhere, and of course sea salt. Right, we're gonna give everything a good mixture, set it to the side, and I'll be back with the wet. Dry mixture, wet mixture. That broth that you see there is a cup of sea moss brine. Okay, sea moss kind of renders a salty taste, so when it comes to cooking, aside from the fact that it's absolutely very good for you, you could give it some flavor with this. Amazing. And our dry mixture, that's paprika. We're gonna work that in here in a moment, and then what we're gonna slowly do is pour this into that and kind of knead it together. All right, you should have a consistency that looks like this. If you notice, I'm not sure if you did or not, I have taken some of our sauteed peppers and onions and I have incorporated into the meat. Over here, what I am bringing to a simmer is some more brine, some onions, a little bit of oregano, onion powder, and sea salt. And what we're gonna do is roll these out into sausage links, wrap them up in cheesecloth, and we're gonna drop them in there. I'm gonna let those bad boys sit. Alright, so that's our sausages and the cheesecloth. I just tie them at each end and just let them sit in there and kind of simmer and bubble. Remember our vegetables? And the rest, we use half in the meat, right? And we have the rest right here. We are going to use these as toppings. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people don't like onions and peppers. I get it. I happen to enjoy them. So here's where you can actually get creative. I'm going to also use mushrooms. There's a million toppings that can go on your pizza. The rest of my meat that I had left over from the sausage, I am going to have me a little something left over. Maybe a sandwich. I don't know, it depends. And remember our cheese? So this is our cheese now. So what I did was, after I let it get nice and creamy on the stove over a medium heat, what I did was poured it in this mason jar and I set it in the refrigerator, and as you can tell, it is already starting to kind of get really thick, so that's a good thing. Oh yeah, now sauce, you guys. So what I did with the tomatoes was after I let them get soft a little bit, I drained them and then I brought them over to the blender and I blended them a little bit back into the pot with, as you can see, that is garlic, some oregano, a little bit of cayenne, just seasoning it up. Now here's the thing, these are your seasonings as well. A little, let's see, a little heads up, this is what I would do. I would always under season as opposed to over season, and taste your food often and season at each step. Okay, because if you under season, you can always go back and add more seasoning, but if you over season, that's done. Alright, so on to the final thing is the bread. What I am using here is organic spelt flour. I have coconut oil. I'm going to be using coconut milk and Perrier mineral water, and this is sprinkling. What this does is, as opposed to using yeast to rise your bread, the mineral water will do it, and I just like this kind. Alright, so of course mix everything, all of the ingredients together. You can actually season it to taste. Some people like garlic bread, whatever the case may be. Get creative with it. This is your pizza. Knead the dough. And once you get it kneaded for about 10-15 minutes, okay, put a little bit of dry flour on the outside of it, cover it, and let it sit anywhere from about 10 to 15 minutes. If you like to go longer, it's not gonna hurt. Alright, you guys, we are getting closer to pizzas. This is what we have now with our sausages. They are just in there marrying together. Now, in my opinion, I am a simmerer. I will let flavors sit and simmer forever because the longer the better. All of those ingredients get fused together and all of those flavors. Got our pepper still chilling, our meat sauce. We've just did our dough, of course. Got a couple of toppings over here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get a light chop on some grape tomatoes. Preheating the oven. We are about to have pizza, you guys. Alright, so we have this simmered all the way down, which is awesome. And what I have done is slice some grape tomatoes. Got some mushrooms right there, roughly chopped, and our meat. Now, what I'm going for is almost, of course, like sausage. So I'm playing around with this recipe. This one is okay, I like it, but I definitely do want to get creative with more meaty options. But the flavor, texture, this is perfect. Okay. Just slice that up, and next we have our pizza coming up. I'm starving. Alright, so we are about to play with this dough. Now, of course, for this, it's a matter of taste. If you like it thick, if you like it thin, all up to you. Rolling pin here. I am about to roll this bad boy out, and then we build. Alright, so here, I just took a baking pan. Mine has holes in the bottom. And after working with my dough, I took olive oil and just brush the bottom of the pan, and then also brush around the dough. And now we build. And voila, we have our completely plant-based vegan pizza. What I am going to do is take a little bit of olive oil, and I am just going to let it sit cool. I'm going to go around the crust, and I am going to celebrate victory. And like I said, yo, get creative with it. I mean, this is your pizza. You could put whatever you want on it. I happen to like vegetables. I love vegetables. So this pizza is going to be perfect. Make what you want. So we are officially finished. And you should look back, look at it, admire it, and just be proud because you have just created a completely plant-based vegan pizza. Alright? So thank you for tuning in. First episode of The Electric Cup. I am your chef, Nicole, and I will see you next time.